What's going on, family? Welcome back to the Cinema Goodness Podcast. I'm Kaheem. This JP. What's going on, JP?
Man, I'm good. Good to be here.
Yeah, man, this is our first live, man. Crazy. I'm excited,
Absolutely.
man. So this episode, I'm excited about. We're only talking about Stranger Things season 1, man. As we know, season 5 is right around the corner, and we thought it was only right to kind of come back and revisit the first four seasons and talk about it, man. And I'm really excited, man. How you feeling, bro?
Man, I'm feeling excited. Rewatching this, going back, rewatching this first season is reinvigorated. It's brought all these memories back because I understand. I remember vividly. It's coming back to me. It's clear as day why this show is the behemoth that it is, because this was a top tier A1 TV. I enjoyed every minute of the rewatch.
Yeah, man. I'm excited to get into this episode, man. So sit back, relax, grab some popcorn. Let's get into the cinema goodness. Movies, all things related to Hollywood. What's going on, family? This is Kaheem.
And I'm JP.
And this is the Cinema Goodness Podcast, where we talk movies, all things related to Hollywood,
including your favorite genres and upcoming projects. Join us here for an unbiased and unfiltered discussion from our unique perspective.
So sit back, relax, grab some popcorn. Let's get into the Cinema Goodness. Yes, sir, man. So Stranger Things, man, like it's a phenomenon, bro. You know what I'm saying? It's like one of those things you don't really expect that you're gonna like it so much, but at the end of the day, you watch it, it's just like, bro, I found something that changed my life. Yeah, man. So,
Absolutely.
what you kind of feel about, like,
you know what?
Oh, we got it. Bear with it, man. Okay, there you go. You back. Go ahead. What did you say?
Okay. Did you lose me there for a minute?
Just a little bit. But you good. You back. It's all good, man.
And I'm hearing music in the background.
Yeah, that's us. Is it too loud?
Oh, okay, wonderful. So, no, I'm ready. So, watching this was exciting because of the nostalgia. Okay, because when that first episode comes on, you see all the old cars, it's like a time capsule that takes you back. So,
Yeah.
I mean, I really, really enjoyed that part of it, like going back into the 80s, 90s vibe. So, man, it was like a transporter for me.
I don't want to put you on the spot, but do you have the synopsis of the first season?
I do. Let me grab that here.
And why are you getting that ready, bro?
Exactly.
Why are you getting that ready? I just want to thank y'all for watching. This is our first live, man. So it's going to be a little, shaky or whatever, but we good, man. I want to invite y'all to watch the podcast. We also on Spotify. We on Apple Music, I think. We on a whole bunch of different places, man. I'm excited about that. Yeah, man, but make sure y'all subscribe. We did get a couple more subscribers, actually, to the channel since our last upload. So, yeah, man, it's exciting.
All right. So, in Stranger Things Season 1, the disappearance of a young boy named Will Byers in Hawkins, Indiana, leads his mother, Joyce, his friends, Mike, Dustin, and Lucas, and police chief, Jim Hopper, on separate investigations that converge on a secret government lab and a monstrous creature from another dimension. The search becomes intertwined with the escape of a mysterious young girl with psychokinetic powers named 11, who helps Will's friends find him in a terrifying dimension called the Upside Down.
Hey, and I'm not usually into like horror like that. I watch it and then it's just okay. That was cool. But it had a certain charm to it, man. And I was just like, I think it was just like feeling like I'm a kid watching it and going through this whole experience with them, like as kids. It just kind of got me like I watched it again, and like I said, I just forgot how good it was and how much I gravitated to the story. It seemed like everything was just like natural, you know?
It was great storytelling. I mean, from the beginning to the end, trying to figure out how to put the dots together. It wasn't in any way derivative to me. There's not necessarily a source material. The Duffer Brothers brought this here to the screen, and I feel like they do a great job at suspense, and they also really use music really, really well. Like the ominous music, it brings you in, sucks you into the story. And I mean, it's like, let's see, you gotta, what happens next. And, you end up with the disappearance of Will. When you go back and watch, you realize that everything is being foreshadowed. So from that very first scene where we see them playing Dungeons and Dragons, give us a like if you played Dungeons and Dragons as a kid. I can say I never did. So as much as I love this kind of stuff, I never did, play Dungeons and Dragons. But all of the foreshadowing was there for what was going to happen. So coming back to watch it, you still appreciate that because it's like, oh man, I didn't catch that. And there it is. Yeah.
So when you first started watching it, did you like kind of want to start playing Dungeons and Dragons, or like did it kind of pique your interest? Like, I wonder what that is, or you just like, okay, it's just like a game that they play,
I have to be honest. No, it did not pique my interest in making me want to play Dungeons and Dragons. I would say between this show and like The Big Bang Theory, you kind of get a sense of Dungeons and Dragons and how it works. I feel like that game would only be exciting if the person who's like the narrator, who's running the game, really knows how to do a good job of being dramatic. And because the way Mike was doing it in the show, I mean, it was like theater. He was acting the whole time.
I was saying he was in it. He was in it, and also Dustin, Lucas, and Will all was in it as well. So it just brought the scene, and it that's what I'm saying. Like, it had a certain charm to it. Like, you actually wanted to be there with the kids, watching them play the game and all of that stuff. And then, like you said, it was foreshadowed that he would kind of get caught by the Demogorgon and have to use the fireball, which was clever. That the prop that they used for the fireball was a gun, and I just thought that was real cold, man. Like, little subtle things like that just made it so much more enjoyable to watch, man. But the way he ended up getting caught was crazy, because after he left the house, like all of them left the house, Will was riding the bike, by himself. And it kind of it lets people know that he does this all the time. Like, this is like a natural thing for him, because mom wasn't worried, brother wasn't there, it was just like a natural thing. And it just so happened, like, this one trip home kind of changed his life, And that was crazy, man. Crazy.
Well, see, we have to compare that because the world is a different place now. Kids don't have that much autonomy. But I know when I was a kid, and please just don't let these gray hairs in my beard fool you, I'm not that old. So when I was a kid, we had autonomy. Our parents didn't know where we were at every moment of the day. We didn't get cell phones until we were almost grown, because they weren't around. So this idea that he's riding his bike home and it's just after dark, that is not out of the ordinary really at all. And the whole I even had this like a flashback to like latchkey kids, because parents are gone, you're in the house by yourself for a good period of the day, before they get home from work or wherever they're whatever they're doing. And that was natural. So it's, when you think about how kids are today, it's like start.
I'd be too nervous, man. I'd be too nervous to let my kids ride the bike for miles to get back home.
In the dark at night.
Yeah.
Riding home. But that was natural. I remember with my brother, we would get on bikes and ride miles away from where we lived in our apartment, where our friends lived in the neighborhood next to the school.
Yeah, man.
It was pretty normal.
Yeah. So eventually, when we'll get caught, we get introduced to this new character, 11. Right? 11 is kind of like this kind of bald-headed girl in a like a scrub type thing. And she's like walking through the woods, and she sees this guy like kind of taking out the trash or whatever. And she goes and steals some food, and the guy is, I guess, is a catcher. Yeah. So how do you feel about the introduction to 11? Because she kind of seems like an ominous character. But what was your impression of like her?
Well, I love the character because she's so innocent. I think I didn't really have I didn't have an impression, especially when I first watched it, of her as necessarily negative. But I felt like I had questions, and because she was deprived of being taught how to really communicate, we don't get a lot of those answers early on, because she really does not know how to communicate. So I think it's like a swap. We lose Will, we gain L at the same time. And I think that's purposeful because of how important they are to each other.
Yeah, for sure. So we get introduced to this, and it's funny, we had the top 5 like moms on Mother's Day. Remember we did that?
Yeah, top 5 moms.
The Joyce Byers was in that top 5 for me, man. I put her in the top 5, maybe 5 or 4, one of them. But yeah, man, she's one of my favorite TV moms, man. Like even watching her again, like even though like she was crazy in this show, man. The first the first season, she was crazy through the whole thing, but it was warranted though. You know what I'm saying? Her son was missing, and nobody wanted to believe the stuff that she was saying. And the Christmas light scene, bro, when she got to the store and she started dumping all the Christmas lights on the belt, and the guy was just looking at her like, what you doing? Like, what all these lights, man? But yeah, she's my favorite, like, TV mom.
Well, you know what though? It's crazy that you say that. When I first started watching, because it's been so long ago, I was telling myself, I kept catching myself thinking, oh my God, I forgot that this happened in the show. Yeah. Because I was like, you know what? His mom was kind of crazy in the beginning. Yeah. She's kind of loopy. And at first, I was like, man, she's a terrible mom. She doesn't know where her kids are. She doesn't know what's going on. She don't know if they made it home the night before. And here you say she's the best mom.
She was, man, but yeah, that's because the lengths she was willing to go for her son, bro. Like she was like crazy. She was frantic, bro. But she believed.
I agree with you. She came stronger, and so I have to go back and give her that credit, because when I was first watching, I was saying, man, this lady is crazy. She neglected her kids, but she stuck to her instincts, and she fought for her kid, and she even with that fake funeral, she still stuck with the belief that her son was out there, and I give her props for that.
Yeah. Yeah, man. So Chief Hopper, man. I forget this guy's name. It escapes me right now. But he's
Jim Hopper.
Jim Hopper, but the actor,
David Harbour.
Thank you. The Red Guardian.
Ah! In this too.
Yeah, man. Good job. This was the first thing I saw with him in it, and when I saw him as Red Guardian, and they was just so different. I was just like, man, yeah, he got a little range on him, man. He got a little range. But yeah, his character was kind of like how they introduced him was kind of, he was just like blase. He just wanted to go do his job and come on home. He was dealing with his other stuff with his family. The loss of his daughter, we come to find out, was real ill, and she passed away. and that kind of like changed his life. You get a sense that him and his wife kind of split up after that. It was kind of too much for them, and they kind of went their separate ways, and that was tough, you know. So they from him a lot, and it kind of also like led the foundation for like him really trying to find out what happened with Will and all this stuff. Because at first he wasn't really on it, and then you know. The fake body with Will showed up and all of that stuff, and it kind of like got him going. And yeah, it was like he was kind of one of my a good character for me to watch too. But yeah, his whole drive was really good. I think that they did a good job of like setting his character up.
Most definitely. He probably is my favorite character of season 1. And the thing that I love about his character is that even though he was going through an unimaginable loss, because at first we think maybe he's just lazy, but we realize, you know, the way he's acting is a result of what's going on with him. And then we see him actually utilizing his instincts as a police officer. You know, as they're starting to investigate. And he's being curious. He's asking questions. He's not just taking things at face value. And when he starts to see, you know, tick, 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 more and more things coming to show up that, you know, what he's seeing doesn't sound like the truth, and it looked like a cover up. I love that he continued to pull at that thread. Because I mean, the reality is people don't think like that all the time. So I think I love that about his character. We just accept things. As much information as we have, you would think that people would be inquisitive and curious. I mean, with so much information, more and more people actually will turn away from actual real information. They will not do any investigation. They won't ask any questions. They won't challenge any presumptions. They just accept what's given to them. So I love his character being inquisitive and continue to push and be a stubborn bulldog, because that was what was necessary.
Yeah, for sure. So 11 uses her powers to help the boys locate Will, explaining he's trapped in a dark parallel world she calls the Upside Down, where a monster, the Demogorgon, lives. So that was pretty cool. We kind of got a hint of kind of like her power. You know, at first we just thought she was kind of like telekinetic, but now she's kind of like telepathic. She could like move through different types of thoughts and things like that. So I was like, man, that was pretty cool. Like how they kept expanding her power set.
Exactly. And then we come to, you know, in this season, we come to find out that, you know, essentially her mother, they all but confirmed that her mother, you know, was being experimented on with LSD and all of that when she was born, and they didn't know that she was pregnant. And so some of those experiments ended up granting her, you know, the abilities that she had. And this is, again, we're just basing this on season 1. So because I know with this show, as the seasons go, we get more information, but taking season 1 as face value, that's the information that's presented. So, you know, I really like her power set. And then the fact that, you know, we get to see with the flashback sequences, you know, how they were able to figure out that she could do this. And then we see that, okay, you know, they want her to repeat the numbers. Instead of repeating the numbers, she can use her power to connect into a communication device. And when she was, you know, channeling the Russian guy all the way in Russia, it's not the Russian guy. When she was channeling the guy who was, you know, down the hall, instead of just repeating the words as the doctor was telling her, she made the words play literally like a speaker through their PA system. So it helps us to understand and put everything together. So when we start seeing, you know, as she's escaped, well, she can use the walkie-talkie system. She can use the ham radio. So it makes sense. And I love this kind of thing because as somebody who loves sci-fi stuff and fantasy stuff, even though everything doesn't always have to make sense and be explained, it helps you when you're watching to see, okay, that's where that came from. because now I can make a connection, and you keep me on the ride. When something happens and it's like completely unexplainable, there's no connection to how it happened, where it came from, it can be jarring. So I love that. I love her powers, and we get to see more and more, as the season goes on.
Yeah, for sure, man. So Mike has an older sister named Nancy, right?
Nancy.
Oh, Nancy. She goes to a party with her friend Barb, who didn't want to go initially, right? She wants to, because she sees through Nancy. She got a boyfriend named Steve Harrington. He's a popular kid, good looking guy, whatever. And he's been making moves on her, So, she wants to go to this party. Barb doesn't want to go. So at the party, she ends up getting hurt, and she's kind of left alone, by the pool. And then she tries to get Nancy out, but Nancy already got it on her mind what she came to do. And Barb is attacked and taken by the Demogorgon. Man, that scene was crazy though, because that's kind of like the first time you see the Demogorgon. Well, no, this is the second time, because the first time was with the doctor at the beginning, and then it gets Will and then Barb. So he's on the killing spree. He's moving out further along, and yeah, man, I was like, oh, it's heating up at this point. What's gonna happen with Barb?
Well, here's where I have to edit myself, because we're going to find out some more information on Barb, but it's not in season 1. Right. So we know that Barb gets taken, and that's all we know. That's all season 1 can tell us. So you're going to have to watch the next video, because we're going to be recapping every season of these next few weeks up until the season 5 and final season. So the question about Barb is up in the air. Here's what I will say about Nancy and Barb. Nancy Wheeler, you're a terrible friend, and you treated Barb poorly. You reneged. You said to Barb that if it wasn't going well, that you would leave with her, and you reneged because you was hot to trot, and you wanted to go up them stairs with Steve Harrington, and you did that, and you got your friend killed. See, bad friend. Nancy, when they spray painted your name later on in season 1, you got mad. But guess what? You deserved it because of Barb, not because of Steve Harrington.
Yeah, man. So, so Nancy and Will, and Jonathan, Nancy and Jonathan. Jonathan's kind of Will's older brother. He's passive. He's introverted. He likes to stay away, but Nancy and Will have a run-in. I keep saying Will. Nancy and Jonathan have a run-in because they found out that Jonathan was taking photos outside of Steve's house or whatever. Got a listed photo of Nancy. They kind of roughed him up a little bit, broke his camera, and it all turned around because it was funny. It all turned around because Nancy needed Jonathan's photo, and it helped her get questions about Barb. And that scene where Nancy gets taken to the upside down after they go to the store and get the bear traps and all of that stuff. That's the first time we got a chance to kind of go into the upside down and kind of see what it was about. And I think that was cool. And the fact that it was Nancy that they kind of used or chose to do that, kind of if it was the kids, nobody really would have believed it. But because it was Nancy, she could get Will and everybody on side. So it was more people are starting to find out about this gate that they kept referring to. And I think that was a smooth play, man, using Nancy and Jonathan to kind of set up the upside down as opposed to the younger kids. I think that was a smooth move.
I agree.
That tree trunk.
Exactly. That tree reminds me of the show From, because they have what they call faraway trees, and you can go in the tree. But I won't go down that road. Okay. If you're a fan of From, mention it in the comments. Yeah. But as it pertains to the one thing I love that the Duffer Brothers did, we have everyone kind of in the beginning. Everyone's in these separate groups, and they become investigative teams because everyone individually has observed that something crazy is going on. They're all finding different random clues, but they're all separated. So you've got these 3 or 4 different groups, and everyone is seeing it from their own perspective. So we see the boys, they're the first ones who are able to, coin the term the upside down, and they used the board from Dungeons and Dragons. But then you have Jonathan and Nancy, who actually, after all the crazy stuff they've seen, the thing I love that they do is they actually formulate a plan and want to fight back. I love that.
Yeah.
And even though they don't have a term for it in their mind as characters, they're the first ones to experience the upside down other than Will, of our main characters. So, and then you got the other group, which is Joyce and Hop on their investigative journey, and they're finding different clues. What's so cool is it's like a braid. Everything is their individual strands, but eventually everyone is going to come together, and they're all going to start putting the clues together. That's the one part. Like, while they're separated, going back and watching it, I'm like, oh my God, if they had this piece of information, they'd be able to do this. If they had this piece of information, they'd be able to do that. But they're all separate right now. But we get to see how they kind of weave together. And so Nancy and Jonathan, although I was literally screaming at her, don't you go in that tree. Why are you going in the tree by yourself?
Why would you do
you
it?
Go tell nobody you're going in the tree. You see a whole tree, it's growling.
It's nasty.
You're not even going to say, hey, Jonathan, I know we're out here in the deep, dark woods and, creepy stuff's happening and people are missing. I'm going to go inside this tree by myself, and I'm not going to tell you.
Yeah, man, it was so crazy.
So that was crazy. But she got away. So, hey, it worked.
It also made Nancy, she was pretty smart because she also was the first one to find out that the Demogorgon is kind of attracted to blood, like a shark. So she had her moments where she wasn't ditzy. They didn't make her like a ditzy victim type of person. They actually made her a person that fought back and had a mind to kind of figure out what was going on. And I like that about her too. I like that they made that happen.
Me too. Yeah. She wasn't a dummy at all. She made some dumb decisions, but she wasn't a dummy. She when she came to herself after she got over her, I'm trying to be with the cool kids and I'm going to be a bad person to my best friend. When she got beyond that and she partnered up with Jonathan, she started using her head, and she should have done that from the beginning, but that's peer pressure. A lot of this, we see that, there's a lot of peer pressure. We see it in different groups in this movie, and you see it from the kids to the adults.
Yeah, man, for sure. So, if you're watching this live, man, this is our first live. We are Cinema Goodness Podcast. We talk about movies, animations, all of that good stuff on the podcast. We're talking all about season 1, Stranger Things. We're going to be following through to the premiere of season 5. Very excited, man, the series finale about that. But yeah, man, let's get back to this. We're all the way up to the climax of the season. Hopper gets caught, and he makes a deal with the lab that if they get a chance to go in there and find Will, they can have 11 basically, But before that, I kind of want to go to the deprivation tank, that like how they actually made it out of the swimming pool and the salt, and the fact that that Dustin used his science teacher to kind of find out clues was very cold, man. Throughout the season, I like how they did that, and he was just like real, like the way Dustin played it, was like so innocent. He's just trying to find out, more about science, but they flipped it, for the main purpose of the story. And I like that little caveat that they threw in there. But
let me say this real quickly.
Yeah, go ahead.
I love the science teacher, and I'm so happy that the assassin lady did not kill him. I thought she was going to kill him after she got that information. I'm so happy she didn't do that.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, but she ended up getting hers though, because she was one of them people that was annoying through the whole season. Like, she kept popping up And I'm like, bro, somebody needs
And
to get
offing
her
people.
out.
She was popping up off people.
Yeah, she was doing her thing, man. I'm like, bro, why? You doing too much, man. I knew you was gonna get yours. But they make a deal with the lab for going inside the upside down to find Will. And the way the upside down was like constructed. I wonder if they like how they generated that through like the graphics and all of that stuff. Like I loved how it all looked and like the tendrils and like the veiny stuff, and it kind of had like a little The Last of Us. Remember how it's like the particles was like flying and all that stuff? The way they constructed the upside down was real dope, man. I wonder who was in charge of that. I need to go back and look.
And the cool part about that, it's like a combination of some CGI and some practical effects as well. I was thinking to myself, now I wonder, did they do all of the clean shots with the clean town of Hawkins, and then go back and change it to make it look like the upside down, and then do all the upside down shots. I was thinking to myself, like, how did they do that? I'm wondering, did they kind of do it that way, or do they have two different sets for all of the scenes that are showing the upside down? One that's clean and one that is infected. So it was cool, and I love when shows use practical, because I've come to understand, as much as I love the technology of CGI. Practical in combination with CGI is always better. It looks better. Yeah. It comes out more real seeming to me when it's very good practical. Yeah. And we're talking about special effects.
Yeah, right. So they found Will in an alternate dimension, version of the library. He is unconscious. He's hooked up basically to this thing with tendrils down his throat. And when they pulled that thing out, it was just like,
gag reflex to the max. It was so long.
It was like, ugh. So we ended up reviving him, CPR. Way to go, Hopper. Because he wasn't gonna leave until he revived that kid. And,
he's a man on a mission. Yeah. He was trying to save his daughter in his mind the whole time.
That cutaway was real nice. Was real nice, man.
It was nice, but it was heartbreaking because he was not able to save his daughter.
Yeah. It's kind of like Spider-Man. Andrew Garfield's version when he couldn't save Gwen. You know what I'm saying? And he got a chance to save Mary Jane in No Way Home. Yeah, man. Because if you watched it, you will know, like, man, this how much it meant to him to save her. I kind of got that, But the Hawkins Lab agents tracked the boys in 11 to the middle school. The Demogorgon, attracted by the bloodshed from 11, killing the agents, attack. And when she snapped all of their neck, bro, or like the blood was running from their eyes, bro, I was just like, ugh. She was doing her thing, man. 11 faces the monster and saves her friends, using her powers to disintegrate it, but she vanishes in the process. Yeah. So I thought she was gone at that point, but
that was a finger for us, but they gave us a little bit of hope at the end.
We're with the Agos. Will is safe in the hospital. 1 month later, life seems to return to normal, but the ending reveals Will coughs up a slug-like creature and has momentary visions of the upside down, indicating the danger is not yet over. Hopper is seen leaving Eggo waffles in a box in the woods, hinting 11 is still alive.
Yeah. And it's a great ending. And I think the beautiful part is we get to essentially see this is the beginning of Hopper like getting his daughter back. So that's really cool. That's a really cool aspect of this season. But that's it. That's the whole thing.
Yeah.
Who was okay? So we have some things. We wanted some benchmarks, because this is a great season.
Yeah.
What do you want to start with?
What was your favorite moment?
Okay, favorite moment. All right.
Again, we're talking about season
one. Okay.
Stranger Things. Family.
So I have 1A and 1B. And
Okay.
I didn't know which one of these to put first.
Okay.
So I'm going to start with the runner-up. Jonathan whooping Steve Harrington's butt is right there.
Yeah.
It almost is the best scene in the whole show, in the season, because even though Jonathan's a little creepy, he means well. Yeah. He's a good kid. He's a good guy. And he knows who he is. And even though he's very shy and introvert, he finds his confidence. And when he's pushed, he pushes back and fights back against Steve when it's time to fight. So I love that. My favorite moment.
Okay,
though,
wait, hold on. You don't think Steve had a reason to be upset though? Like, I mean, he went up to his girl, like he was trying to get with his girl. She kind of gave him the cold shoulder, right? And then when he trying to kind of check up on her, he look in her bedroom and see another dude putting something over his girl, like consoling her. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what would you think?
Okay, so is the question: was Steve Harrington justified?
Yeah, and in the way he responded. Not so much as justified, but could you understand where he was coming from?
I hate to judge a man by his friends, but okay. The way Steve was carrying himself, the dumbos that he called friends that he hung out with, to me, I feel like that in this instance, he deserved whatever happened because he didn't deserve anyone as good as Nancy Wheeler in the first place. And then, so I'm biased. I understand his being angry, but see, we got to put it in the context because this is right after his dumb friend had spray painted that Nancy Wheeler was a whore and all of this stuff on the movie screen. Yeah. And, so they catch him in the alley, and that's when this all goes down. So, yes, him being hurt, feeling like he was a little bit betrayed. But at the same time, he was also kind of a jerk too. Because if you go back, one of the things that kind of, created a rift between Steve and Nancy was the idea that he only cared about himself when the police got involved with the disappearance of Barb. Yeah. So, what right does he have? What right does he have to think that Nancy should still be his girl when he wasn't even concerned that the whole person is missing who was at his house?
Yeah. He was just like, don't say nothing about the beer. Don't say nothing He was saying, don't say nothing about the beer. Let's just keep that stuff out. He's worried about his image and how his parents are going to react, as opposed to, he was really self-centered in this season.
Very.
And then that's kind of like, they kind of hinted at his turning point at the very end where the lights was flickering outside the house and he kind of ran in there and kind of helped, Jonathan and Nancy kind of come through. That was kind of like the turning point in his his character arc, which I think was really
let me say this. I love that because he was an insufferable jerk up until that point. Mm-hmm. And I think here's the thing. When somebody's a bully and they get their butt whooped and they make a change like this, it's like, see, you didn't know your whole life. Nobody whooped you. What was wrong with you? You needed to be beat down. That's why you acting like this.
Yeah.
Your mom and your daddy did not whoop your tail. And so because of that, you felt like you go around treating people in kind of way. Yeah, see? Sure. That butt whooping got him right together.
No doubt. Yeah. Okay, so your favorite scene. He
even turned on his horrible friends. He got rid of them.
Yeah. He turned over a whole new leaf. He did. Yeah. So your favorite scene.
Sorry, what were you saying?
The favorite scene.
Okay, so I have to give it to the the ultimate scene, the fight scene between 11, the boys, and the government agents that were coming in the high school or middle school, whichever it was. That scene, that was, they built it up. It was exactly what it needed to be. Not only her fighting off the bad people from the government, and then also fighting off the Demogorgon. So I love that. I had to give that one the number one, but you know, Jonathan giving what for to Steve Harrington is like 1.9 or no, 1.2. I'll give it that.
Yeah, I got you. Yeah, so the ending, that whole sequence was one of my favorites. I'm a child, so the PP scene was hilarious to me when 11 made that boy pee his pants in the gym. that was one of mine. But yeah, like her saving him from that jump was pretty cool. Like it was a whole lot of good scene. The whole upside down scene where they was walking through and she saved Will. That whole like the ending, the climax was great. So my favorite scene had to be like the ending of, you know, when she killed everybody. So yeah.
Now let me say this, another one that was really good when she made that truck fly. That was good too. That was good.
That was good, man. All right.
Okay, so let me ask you this.
Go ahead.
What was the moment that made you laugh out loud in season 1? The biggest laugh out loud moment.
I would have to say that pee scene, man. Like I said, I'm a child, man. So yeah, that part, and I like that whole, like, the sequences with the kids and 11 like coming to his defense was just really hilarious to me. And then when they called the kids on the bus, Mike and them on the bus, and then like they was kind of like going back and forth about whether he should answer or not, and then Hopper came and like beat everybody down. Like that part made me laugh because like they thought they was about to get caught, and he came and knocked him, and I was like, oh yeah. How about you?
Let me tell you, the thing that made me laugh, and it's because I had forgotten about it. And so when it happened, it was so funny. When they gave 11 that blonde wig,
oh, yeah.
I about died. Yeah. It was so funny.
It was,
and then, like, because you know they're going through hell, you know, fighting and running and doing all this. The wig is getting worse and worse, and that finally, after, you know, they done fell out with each other, she had the water. She had the wig balled up in her hands. She tried to put the wig back on. I was like, oh no.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. I'm gonna need you to take that off. It's it looked like it's backwards now.
It was tore down.
That wig was hilarious. I had completely forgot about that. It was so funny to me.
So important things to think about going into season 2, right? We know that Will is now connected to the upside down. We don't know why or how, but we have an idea that he's connected because he coughed up that slug, but at the same time, he kind of snapped back into the upside down for a minute. So we know that they're connected. We don't know the extent of it, but that, you know, we know that he's a part of it. The other thing is, we know that 11 caused the gate. She was the one responsible for the gate.
She opened it inadvertently, but she opened it.
And we have an idea that 11 is still alive, and Hopper knows about it. So that's important things to think about going into season 2.
And I gotta say, Hopper's my favorite character.
For sure.
He's my favorite character. I think that he fit the bill. He did exactly what he needed to do. I'm excited because he doesn't get, you know, relegated, even though you got your main core characters, you know, the kids. I love that he continues to have a big role. in the show. So I'm excited to rewatch season 2.
So Hopper is my favorite, and Dustin is a close second.
Oh, okay, Dustin. Okay,
second. Yeah, man. If
who's your favorite team up?
My favorite team up was Nancy and Jonathan.
You got to get out of my head, dude. Nancy, I wrote the same thing. Jonathan and Nancy.
Yeah, man.
My favorite team up. Yeah, I agree.
Man. They went ham on the Demogorgon, bro. They set it up real nice, bro. They did the bear trap and all of that. So yeah, they was my favorite. All right, man. If you're watching this, let us know your favorite character. Let us know your favorite team up and your favorite scene. Anything else that you want to mention about season 1, AP?
No, I want you all, if you're watching, if you're seeing this, thank you for watching the content. And before next week, get on Netflix, rewatch season 2 of Stranger Things, and we're going to recap it for you. Yeah, heading up to season 5 and the finale.
Yeah, man. So we're going live for each one of these episodes. So if you're interested, you can watch season 2 of Stranger Things with us. And be going to try to hit it the same time next week. But if there's nothing else, you have a light that is out of this world. Let it shine to be the richness that this world deserved. Much love, family. Being rich.
Peace.